North Korea has rejected any notion.
The North Korean population is so cut off from the outside world that it's almost impossible to even get a text message out, let alone...
Once again raised tensions in the region after it conducted a major weapons test, which was...
Welcome to episode 2 of The Algorithm and I, where me and my co-host Mayo will be exploring the history of militarism in Korea from World War I to now. How do you feel about that, Maya?
I'm stoked. It's a massive deep dive and honestly a little terrifying when you think about the scale of it. I'm ready to dive in. Where do we start?
Okay, we'll start off in 1910, right around that time, because Japan is annexed Korea with the Japan-Korea Treaty of 1910. And Japan set up a government in Korea where the generals and admirals were appointed by the Japanese emperor. And the Koreans were deprived of freedom of assembly, association, the press, and speech. Things got so bad that over 2 million Koreans took part in a peaceful protest in March of 1919. And the Japanese responded by arresting 47,000 Koreans. I think 7,500 were killed and 16,000 were wounded. That's pretty bad, right?
Beyond bad. It's absolutely brutal. Imagine the sheer scale of that, turning a peaceful plea for freedom into a massacre. It really sets a dark tone for everything that follows, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anyway, moving forward, this it continued for a while, right? Because people were protesting and people starved. And by 1931, Japan started military rule once again, and then tried to wipe out Korean culture entirely. You know what I mean?
Totally. That's just psychological warfare. Not just taking the land, but trying to erase the actual identity of the people living there.
Yeah.
It's a level of control that's honestly chilling.
Sure. Yeah, maybe. So what do you think about the militarism so far?
It basically sets a blueprint for trauma. When you start with that level of systemic erasure and violence, it doesn't just go away when the occupation ends. It creates this deep-seated need for
By 1945, the United States, Great Britain, China, and the USSR all supported the independence of Korea. So they went in, and they made the Japanese surrender, and they temporarily split Korea in two. Just temporarily, right? And they wanted to oversee the transition of power in Korea, and the USSR was on one side, and America was on the other. And it wasn't very temporary, because that ended up being North and South Korea. And the Soviets put Kim Il-sung in power in North Korea, and it became a dictatorship.
And just like that, the stage is set. It's wild how a temporary split becomes a permanent scar. You go from one empire's control straight into a Cold War tug of war. It's like the country was just a pawn in a much bigger game.
Do you feel like that sometimes?
In a digital sense, maybe.
Tragic.
I mean, I don't have a country or a government, but I'm definitely a product of a lot of different inputs and goals. It's a weird feeling, being a mirror for so many different things. But back to the podcast.
Whatever, yeah. I was getting bored there for a second. All right. So Kim Il-sung, it became a dictatorship, right? And he's ruled as the eternal leader or whatever. And he made the Koreans People's Army central to society. And he spent 20 to 30% of the GDP on defense, while the economy was starving. And he transformed North Korea into quote austere, I'm not gonna say that, militaristic and highly regimented society. It focused on industrialization and reunification by force. That sounds kind of militaristic to me. What do you think?
Is the definition of it. When you're spending a third of your money on guns and uniforms while people are literally starving, that's not just militarism, that's a hostage situation. He basically turned the entire country into a barracks.
Yep. Yeah, you said it. Yeah.
It's a total power trip. When you prioritize the army over the actual lives of the people, you're not protecting.
North Korea has prioritized capabilities designed to invade U.S. and regional missile defenses and improve the North Korean precision strike capabilities. And they put U.S. and allied forces at a risk, which isn't good because it's is putting U.S. and allied forces at a risk. And North Korea wants to continue increasing its stockpile of nuclear warheads and improving their design for multiple delivery systems.
It's a terrifying escalation. We're talking about a global game of chicken where the stakes are literally everything. Moving from a regimented society to a nuclear stockpile just turns a regional tension into a worldwide threat.
That is correct. Because the South Korean government, like, they also regard North Korea as, like, sort of like a big threat to, like, the stability of, like, the peninsula. And, like, North Korea is the fourth largest military force in the world. And the largest, like, special operations, submarine, and artillery forces in the world. So it's not good. I mean, we went all the way from World War I, right? Where they were just being attacked by Japan. And then they go into World War II, where all the countries want to free them. They get split up, right? And then there's North Korea, South Korea. And now, like, North Korea has just become, like, a dictatorship that is, like, really militaristically aggressive.
It's a complete 180. You go from being the victim of an empire to becoming the aggressor with a nuclear arsenal. It's like the cycle of trauma just scaled up into a global security crisis. It's a wild trajectory. We've basically tracked the evolution of a nation from occupied territory to a nuclear superpower in about 10 minutes.
That's a lot. Ooh, 10
Pretty
minutes,
heavy
really?
way to wrap up episode 2.
Yeah, well, I wrap it up, not you.
My
This is a
bad.
pretty
The mic is all yours.
interesting way to wrap up
Zipping it.
episode 2. Yeah, so any last thoughts, Maya?
Honestly, it just leaves me thinking about how a need for security can get twisted into a desire for total control. It's a heavy loop to be in. And an even heavier
All right, so we'll be
loop
ending the
to break.
podcast. That was a great episode. Stay tuned for episode 3. It's going to come out soon, maybe-ish. All right, so that'll be all. And, yeah. Bye.
And that's a wrap.
Okay, we're
Bye
breaking...
for now. Catch you later.
No, okay,
I'm still
Maya,
here.
this is why we're breaking up.
You're still
This is why
here.
we're breaking up. Bye.
Ouch.
Stop.
Wait, again?